Our minds are pliable and we get influenced by our environment. That's what happens. Music, words that you read, movies, books, social media, the news, the people you're around, family, friends, people that you work with. You're getting influenced. That's what's happening. Think about how you feel when you hear some aggressive music. Think about what that does to your mindset. You hear aggressive music and you start feeling a little bit amped up. Or you hear some sappy music or some party type music. It impacts you. It influences the way you're thinking. Movies can change your mood, right? I mean, everyone's felt that. You watch some movie, it's a happy movie, it's a sad movie, it's an action movie. It influences the way you're thinking. Your friends. You got friends that like to party, right? They like to go out, they like to drink and go out to the clubs. You're around those people, all of a sudden you start feeling that little urge. And you got other friends that are disciplined. They are gonna go to the gym early in the morning. They make you wanna work out. So these are examples that we might not be thinking about them, but if you think about them, you know they're obvious. And this is happening all day long. This is happening all day long. Our minds are morphing from minute to minute. If we let them. If you are not paying attention, if you are on cruise control, you can't let your mind be in cruise control. You have to be cognizant of what you're thinking. So you have to be aware of how you are being influenced. Because in this day and age, right now, if you aren't careful, you can slide down the path of least resistance, path to weakness, the path to fragility, and the path to a lack of control as to what is happening in our lives, in your life. Life will happen to you instead of life happening for you. Do not allow that. You have to take control. You got to do something to get control of your brain, of your mind. You got to check yourself. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you set an alarm every 45 minutes so you can audit your thoughts, so you can audit what is influencing you, so you can control what's influencing you. Control the things you think about. You can actually control how you feel. You can control what you think, and you can definitely control what you do. Do not be a slave to influence. You gotta be the master of your mind. You gotta control your mind. You gotta exercise mind control. That means you gotta pay attention and be aware all day. So go execute. It's like this. Imagine you were coming to visit me at my house. Okay? You were gonna come over to my house, and I told you, hey, when you get to my house, just come on in, front door's open, and just walk down the hallway next to the kitchen. I'll be out back. And then you came over to my house, and you walked through the front door because it was open like I told you it was gonna be. And you were walking down the hallway, and I jumped out of a dark doorway with a butcher knife covered in fake blood, and I was screaming. What would happen? Well, you'd be scared. You'd be startled. You might be horrified. Now imagine this, same scenario, and I tell you the same thing. I say, hey, come on over to my house. When you get to my house, just come on in, front door's open, just walk down the hallway next to the kitchen. I'll be out back. I tell you the same thing. And then I say, when you walk down the hallway, I am going to try and scare you. So be ready. And then the same thing happens. You come over to my house, you walk through the front door because it's open, you walk down the hallway. And then I jump out of the dark doorway, covered in fake blood, to scare you. What would your reaction be? Well, you'd probably either laugh or you'd punch me in the face. Why? Because you were ready for it. because you were mentally prepared for what was going to happen. Now think about the way you go through life. You're walking down the street, you're walking into a building, you're going into a store, you're going into a meeting. You're going into a conversation with someone. Maybe it's your husband, maybe it's your wife, maybe it's your buddy, maybe it's your friend, maybe it's an employee, maybe it's your boss. Are you thinking about what could happen? Are you considering the possibilities? What about your business? What about your health? Are you proactively thinking about things? Because you should be. Don't get caught off guard. Think about what is going on. Think about what is happening and think about what is about to happen. And then when something comes at you, you can be